Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court. Two, one.
Ladies.
I definitely fucked that up. Hold on, do it again. You deserve better. 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 I'm not in studio mode. Hold on. You deserve better. Okay. Let's replay the end. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Fucking nailed that one.
If the intro was better, it would be a lot cooler if it would be. Welcome.
All right, hold on. I'll play the intro again. Hold on.
The fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court. Two. Oh, I pressed it too quick. We're back. Go, 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 go.
It is the 50th episode.
Should I put that graphic up?
Of the RankKing's court. 50 people. Fucking insane, man. It's nuts. With me as always, Greg Malik. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing quite wonderful, good king. I would like to say I'm also in a great mood because while I did not physically behead you, I did behead you in spirit in fantasy football this weekend. So I'm feeling on top of the world right now. So thank you.
Dalvin Cook can suck a big old dick.
Wow.
You would never say that to his face.
That's very true. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Release yourself.
Why say it in the face when you can say it on air? And welcome as always. He filled in last week. He was a prime start to the show of the RankKing's court when it was going. Deke, welcome back. How are you, good sir?
I'm good. I would say that probably, though, I'm interested now, Austin, to know when your 50th episode is. Because I only think you've missed two, maybe.
I think I've been on 48. So,
because I think the only other this would be Vo's 50th. So we need to find a way to get him off the show next week too, so that you can get to 50 before him.
That needs to happen. Yeah, and then Greg, this is your 49th technically, because you've only missed one, I think.
No, not. I mean, from the start, I was not at the beginning. That is why.
That's very true. You were there in spirit.
Yeah,
you were there in spirit.
Craig is at 49.
As your spirit beheaded me, it is spirited to you. I love this, man. We're here, and I'm going to start off right now on the show. I'm going to gift a sub right off the bat. I'm just going to do that.
Hopefully it's not to an employee of Thoughts to the Bench, which happened last night on draft day, as Austin gifted a sub to Smalls, a host, on draft day.
Wow, we have a king that's so giving. Bravo to him.
This is my first one missing. Good luck, boys, Vo says. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to laugh at Vo.
While you gift the sub, Lord Farquaad, why don't you tell the people what you're drinking today?
I would be glad to, because I am drinking. Getting my throat ready for what's going to come next. I am drinking the best beer on the planet, and that is one cold as the Rockies, chuggable Coors Light.
Only thing that could beat it is possibly a Coors Banquet, but hey,
we're not another Coors Light.
The sub has been gifted, and it is gifted to Justin Boyd.
Wow. Yeah. Big day for Justin Boyd. Big day. Shout out to Coors, Thoughts on the Bench sponsor at the current moment. Blue Mountains, as we said last night on draft day, it is the beer that remind you of throwing ball in the yard with your dad. That was the commercial that Alex said on air, so it was pretty interesting.
I mean, that fits. I would say so. Although Terry would be having a Michelob Ultra in the yard anyway, and I haven't played baseball in about 15 plus years. So a lot of bad stories about that. I think you actually hit me with a pitch, D, when you were a pitcher at one point.
I was the lethal one.
Yeah.
Wait, with a wiffle ball or with a legit baseball?
This is a legit. Long story short, I decided baseball really wasn't my thing after a season where I got hit a record-setting time 12 times at bat.
Your on-base percentage was great. What's the big deal with that?
And so were the percentage of how my muscles were destroyed afterward. I think I actually got hit in the back of the head one point too.
Well, to be fair, that's your own
never
fault.
know.
You got to recover properly as an athlete. So.
True. Oh, wow. Denny comes in with a 1, 2, 3, 400 bits.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thank you, Denny. We appreciate you, good sir.
And it looks like a hype train is close, so look out.
Ooh. While my situation settled, talk about the show last week, guys, because as we all know, I was not able to attend. It was a Josh Elsas disgruntled ex-employee episode. How was it?
It was. I would say it was wonderful. Greg, thoughts?
I would also say it wasn't disgruntled ex-employee because he hadn't been fired yet. It was more of disgruntled employee appreciation.
He's always ex-employee. Like, I feel you, but he always is.
Yeah, that's fair. It was more semantic based. I get it. Yeah. But yeah, no, last week was an emotional week at Thoughts from the Bench, and it kicked off in grand style with last week's RankKing's Court. I think it was entertaining. We got great feedback from it. And I must say the list that the king who was available put it together was pretty well.
That guy was sick.
He was. I must say he was. He didn't even need a crown.
No, he was just dope as shit, right?
It was a metaphorical crown, actually.
Ooh, yeah. It was a crown of truthfulness and of sincerity and of happiness, I would say, and friendship.
And friendship.
The hell is all that? It's not what. What the hell is all that? That's what makes me sick.
Did you eat the chip? Is that why you're throwing up?
Yeah,
no, I'm getting to that though. As we all, well, you don't know. You will know now. I lost my first game of fantasy football this past week to Greg Malik, actually. So
good job, Greg.
I will be putting out a video for you guys. I wrote a blog on this, that I will have to eat the hottest chip, the one chip challenge. I will be having to do that. I'm not excited for it, although I have done probably maybe less than a fourth of the last dab sauce from the Hot Ones show. So I'm not entirely like dreading it. I think that I'm going to vomit. I think that's what's going to happen.
All credit, thanks, and appreciation. Just please send it my way.
Thank
folks.
you, Greg.
I will gladly take all the credit in the world for it, and I will enjoy it myself.
You're the best.
So as a warm up, so to speak, since I cannot do the chip now, what I have here is a packet of Diablo hot sauce from Taco Bell.
Underrated hot sauce, by the way.
Underrated, yes. I'm gonna do the whole thing because I think I owe it to the viewers to get at least some measure of pain right now from me. And I figured it's the 50th episode. So let's just go balls to the wall. Let's go all out. I don't even care.
In fairness, I think the viewers might be in a little bit of pain just from the pink and the burgundy collaboration you got going on right now. So that might also...
Colors don't matter, Greg. Neither does time. It's irrelevant. So...
Decent counter. No one, just so legal understands, no one asked him to do this. It's just the king. Yeah, which I love. I'm all for it. I just want him to know that no one at the company made him do this.
No.
And Taco Bell Diablo sauce is not that hot, apparently.
Underrated, yeah, it is.
Huh.
I'm pretty good at this stuff. So, again, we'll have to see what the chip does, because that's going to be my biggest challenge yet. But,
I mean, Austin, if you want, I have some ghost pepper horseradish hot sauce that I could send you away if you want to.
That sounds phenomenal.
That,
actually,
Mm-hmm.
that actually sounds phenomenal. As I washed it down with a cold Coors Light. Gentlemen, let's get into the 50th episode of the RankKing's Court. I don't know why this topic came to my head. I think I was munching down on like maybe a slice of pizza I had left. And I was like, why don't I just make a stoner episode?
Well, what's a stoner?
Yeah.
What's a stoner?
Is this like someone who gets rocks and just throws it?
Ooh, is it a masonry?
I think that's what it is. Yes. That's a great trade to have.
It's an interesting
Jesus
take
was
on
a
it.
mason.
The stoners are normally the individuals who indulge in the what is like to be called the devil's lettuce, the good grass, as one calls Mary Jane.
Ooh, Austin, what's that?
Yeah.
That is I don't know, marijuana.
Austin, what are you doing?
Don't say that. That's a bad word.
We'll get kicked off of every platform.
Yeah, shout out to Laboratory. They're just okay. They're going to sponsor this episode. Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's think of what all kinds of stuff, because there's stoner culture is real. Like, it's out there, man. I love it. Instagram thing that I put out earlier, the top stoner artists. Love that. I mean, Pink Floyd at number one. There's no question. There's no question at all.
It depends, I guess, what you're doing in terms of what your mood and vibe are. But I don't think that there was a band on your list that should not have been.
It's true. I had Snoop Dogg. I had Grateful Dead. I had Jimi Hendrix. I had Bob Marley, and I had Floyd. So all of those are wonderful to indulge in when you're feeling in the right mood.
I do want to say, Greg, I think you statistically can back me up here. Weird to not see Wiz Khalifa.
Very weird indeed. Also, two other ones that I would not mind putting on here as well. Kid Cudi.
Ooh.
He literally has an album called Indicud. So let's be clear about that. And two, this one maybe not a lot of people think about, but I'd put the Beatles, especially their later stuff, on this one too, because Paul McCartney and John Lennon both said the same thing, that they would take drugs and write music to it. So
it's just a little different. They took like LSD and shrooms.
Yeah, but they also had some weed to it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
You mean to tell me Yellow Submarine, when Ringo wrote it, wasn't while he was high on something? Come on.
High on something is the operative word there.
Very true. Yeah, there's a lot of artists that could have been put into there. Wiz was really tough, but if I put Wiz above Snoop Dogg, I think there's something a little wrong with that statement alone.
Depends.
I think when most people consider like stoner rap, Snoop Dogg is the guy they go to, and then once again is then Wiz Khalifa. So
I mean, you also could put them both at 5 because they both made a movie about being high.
Back in Dev Go to High School is a great movie.
True, it's true.
Classic.
Another one, and then we'll get into that was a tough one for me to leave off, but The Doors. That was a I love them. I just don't think that they've had generally as much success.
More of a window
as the
guy
other
myself.
Groups. What?
I said I'm more of a window guy.
Oh, that's very true. You know, Macs and
I have a beautiful
computers.
window I'm staring at right now in my living room. So yes, I can kind of concur.
Gentlemen, let's not put this off any longer. This is our Stony Baloney episode. Let's get into the radical ranking number 1. Alrighty. Obviously, when people think of the stoner culture, the one thing that separates a lot of it is just the crazy food inventions. So what I have here for you, gentlemen, are the top 5 secret menu fast food stoner foods. It's incredible. From what I've read, a lot of these were basically from people that were like into smoking weed and everything. They're like, well, why don't we do this? And they're like, can't actually put it on the menu because that would be insane.
Austin, how many of these have you actually had?
Oh, here we go.
I would say I've had 3 of these.
Really? That's pretty good.
Yes.
Okay.
So not totally there, but I think I chose the right ones to try. We'll just have to wait and see. Because at number 5, we are coming in. I don't know why this is a thing. Number 5, the quad stacker from Burger.
Oh, shit. Wait. Okay, I messed up a lot while you were talking for transitions, but I just figured out this really cool transition that we're going to use for the show from now on.
Okay.
Quad stacker.
Learn something new every day, folks.
I don't get to produce much.
Yeah, so this is this one's just unhealthy, man. I mean, there's not a single vegetable on this thing.
I feel like that's kind of the idea with a lot of these, Austin.
Well, you'd think, but there's always a healthy stoner out there as well, Greg. So we can't put them in a corner, just like the baby. So we'll go into this. It has 4 burgers, 4 slices of cheese, bacon, mayo, and ketchup. That's too much, even for my expertise.
Ketchup
that is
put it over the top for you because that's where
it is. I am not the only time I will say this. The only time I have ever enjoyed the taste of ketchup is when it is on, shockingly enough, a Baconator from Wendy's.
It's the only time you've ever liked catsup?
Yeah. I've just never been a ketchup guy, man.
Huh.
What about catsup though?
Never been. I've always been that mustard guy. That one weird guy in the room. And everyone's like, what do you want on this? Everyone's like, ketchup. And I'm like, mustard.
Okay.
Everyone
just
turns.
never knew that
head.
about you.
I'm just not a fan of it, man. But yeah, quad stacker at number 5. It's one of the ones I haven't tried. I will not try it. It just seems like it would put me in a coma. That is for sure.
Fair.
We'll move to number 4. One of the ones I actually tried. The Meat Mountain from Arby's.
Ooh.
Okay.
So if memory serves me correct, they put all of their meats on a poster, and a gentleman one day walked in, pointed, and was like, I want that. And they're like, that's just promotional. And the guy's like, well, yeah, but I want it. And I mean, like, how are you to refuse that? So they created a sandwich with literally all of the meats.
Wow.
All of the meats from Arby's.
Is this an actual, like, they'll know what you order if you go and order it?
Yes. Honestly, if you go up and say, because it went from the secret menu actually to on the menu. And then I don't know if it went off, but I haven't been able to find it for a while. Probably a good thing. But the one cutback about this sandwich, especially in stoner culture, the fear of cottonmouth. This sandwich is dry. It has no sauce.
That makes sense.
So you'd have to ask for sauce for them to put it on. And a lot of the times we're just like, point, choose, there we go, and we're on our way. We don't think about that shit. So it's not bad, like I said, just very dry. Very, very dry.
I mean, at that point, I would just ask for a lot of horsey sauce. I would ask for some au jus as a dipping stuff.
Au jus would be great on that.
Au jus would be excellent with that. Yeah, I mean, at that rate, that would be the simplest way to go to attack this thing.
Is it weird that, like, a lot of people are not a fan of horseradish but love horsey sauce?
I would say
I think that's a very common trend, because that sauce and the honey mustard were always my 2 go-tos for sauces at Arby's.
Yeah, Austin, I get what you're saying, but also, like, most horse sauces in general, like, there's like a mayo base with it. Horseradish in general, though, is like you get like kind of the chunky pieces with the roll to it, and it just sits.
The texture thing, yeah.
It lingers in there. Like, if you've ever eaten wasabi or something like that, like
I love wasabi.
Not go away. So that's probably the idea with it.
I'm that psychopath that orders a lot of wasabi with his sushi and then has the sushi with more wasabi than the actual sushi. So
that makes sense.
Big hot guy. Big hot guy. So we'll move on to number 3. One that it will take a while. So make sure you are the only person in line for this, please, because the workers don't want to deal with it. If you're the only one in line, they would gladly make it for you. I would know. I asked them to do it. So at number 3, we have the quesarito from Chipotle.
That's
an actual menu item though. This isn't like
before it was a secret menu item and you actually had to.
Is it an actual menu item now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a secret menu item and it was It was determined to be more consumed by people so that they actually were like, what if we actually put this on the menu? Then a lot of people would actually buy it.
There is someone that says how to order off a secret menu, and that's on there.
So leave it to Taco Bell to actually like give into it. Like, all right, let's make it a normal item.
What's Chipotle?
Yeah, this is from Chipotle, Greg.
Oh, geez, I thought it was Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
That's my fault. Damn.
You're all good. But yes, this does take a little bit of time, especially if your burrito is huge to begin with. I know that I think I'm the only one in my family still that orders a burrito when they go to Chipotle. Everybody else gets a bowl. I get it. But at the same time, like, I want the ability to know how stressed it is to hold this giant thing in my hands.
See, I'm a bowl person.
And then to wolf it down in less than 10 minutes while everyone else is still on their third bite. It's more of an ego thing for me. So that's just how it always has been. I don't mind the bowl. I just think it's less, messy.
Foreigner writes in, hey guys, I'm working, but I just wanted to stop in and say I love you guys.
Appreciate you, Foreigner. This wouldn't be a show without the support of you, my friend, and the support of all of the court's people. I almost said peons. I said peons for a second. So
peon them?
Yeah, he does.
Number 2. Number 2, Greg. This one is from Taco Bell. Okay. So number 2, we have the Superman burrito.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, at normal glance, it looks like just another fucking Taco Bell burrito, right? But the thing that makes this interesting is that I believe it is a beefy 5-layer burrito with guacamole added, with potatoes, and red nacho strips, giving it that Superman thing.
That's a lot.
You want to talk about gaining 5 pounds in one setting? Oof.
For real. Yeah, this one, haven't tried it. I actually have tried the more lenient and stomach-friendly type in the Incredible Hulk, which is actually just a beefy 5-layer burrito, but instead you swap out the nacho cheese for guacamole. So actually a more healthier option.
Foreigner says, congrats on being 50, by the way, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, let's just go through this since we're before number 1. Would you guys order any of these? Like, to be fair.
I would do it to try it, and the quesarito sounds good.
Yeah,
I would never actually want. Yeah, I agree.
Your stomach doesn't wake up and crave all the meats from Arby's on one sandwich.
It barely craves any of the meats from Arby's, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm also not a big Burger King guy either, so I would probably lean towards the quesarito as well. So
it's understandable. We've all had to have tried number 1. This is an oldie but a goodie. Cheap in value and wonderful to the taste. Unfortunately, its name isn't. So this is number 1 is the McGangbang from McDonald's.
Yeah, it is.
I was introduced to this my sophomore year of college by one Matt Morgan, and I must say it was delicious.
Right? You figure each sandwich is about $1. So you're getting a double quantity of a sandwich for $2. A lot of the time, I actually don't put the top bun. I always take the top bun off of the McChicken, and I set it to the side because they always put. For some reason,
are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I be?
No, just the hot sauce, and you just paused like 46 times.
I had to burp. I didn't want to burp on the. Even though I always do.
I also think your face is like getting
a little redder. That was the other thing.
Is it?
It's not bad, but it made me think that you were having a rough time. I want people at home to remember that you swallowed a Diablo pack, just in case.
Yeah.
Man, I'm fine.
Sweet.
So.
You look like you're living your best life, so yeah, you can't complain.
Okay. I always take the top bun off of the McChicken and put it to the side because for some reason they always give the mayo. They always put the mayo on mine on the bottom. I don't know why that is to every McChicken I've ever ordered, which is highly unlikely. But you take the top bun off, less carbs, put it all together, which less carbs is an oxymoron compared to what they're fucking getting for all this shit. So, but put it all together. It is one of the glorious inventions to the point where I actually asked them, can I have a McGangbang? And they were very startled, but almost not surprised because I was 7th grade, I think, when I ordered this for the first time.
No wonder they were startled.
So, adds up.
7th grade, you walk in, you're like, hey, can I get a McGangbang? And they're like,
what he sounded
son,
like.
I'm not surprised.
Done better in recent years. But yeah, tried that one, tried the quesarito, and did the meat mountain. I will still to this day sometimes get the McGangbang if I feel like not spending a lot. So that's the one item I would like to order off this list.
Nice.
So food in the books, beer in hand, as we move on to radical ranking number 2. Radical ranking number 2 comes to us in the form of film and media. I love movies. I love food. Got to have both of them on the list. So there are multitudes of movies that you watch when you're high. Just multitudes of movies. Multitudes, yes.
It's the word of the day.
Multitudes. But there are 5 in particular that are true and dear to my heart. And we'll start off with number 5. It might seem a little low to some people, but number 5, Friday.
Damn. Interesting.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because of how, iconic the movie has become. There are just some that are better to me.
Hear me out. Don't really see it as a stoner movie.
Really?
Reason being, when I think of stoner movies, there's a part of me that has to have assumed that people that consume this type of drug have to take it. You can just watch Friday. And there's other ones on here we can have that discussion about. I don't know. Just because there is the drug in it, does it always mean it's a stoner movie? That's kind of where I'm on the fence with Friday, because it's just such a great movie that it's like I don't hate it here, Austin. It's just like where you define stoner movies. But if it's got to be top 5 if you consider it a stoner movie.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Austin, I'll be honest. I don't either consider it a stoner movie. Now, I need to see the rest of the list before I could ever say what I would put ahead of it.
It paints a good picture, Greg, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely aspects of it that I can argue maybe would qualify as a stoner movie, obviously. Like when Craig tries weed for the first time and you actually see him bugging out and like his vision when it's like going upside down, talking to Smokey and stuff. Okay, I can get that. But for the most part, most of the funny shit in that movie doesn't really involve weed to begin with. Like the funniest part of that whole movie to me is Craig's dad. And that's it.
But if you're going to define it as a stoner movie, it's a top 5 stoner movie, is how I word that statement.
That's fair, yeah. But it's the thing is, it's tough for me to define it as that because I think there's other parts of it that make it more than that.
Austin?
We'll go through the rest of the list, and then you guys will let me know if there's one stoner movie in particular that might replace that one. So we'll go, because I can promise you the rest of these true 100% stoner films. So
all right.
We'll move on to number 4. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
All right.
This is, yeah.
That I'm okay with.
That one, it doesn't matter how you define stoner. This is on everyone's stoner list.
Right.
There's just something about, now granted, speaking from a person who's only tried the freezer section White Castle sliders, but they're still great. And watching a movie that seems like such a simple act that could be over in 5 minutes turn into a mediocrity of hilarity that is honestly incredible just to fucking watch.
Yep.
Is just insane. And then, the food challenge me appreciated the order at the end. It was like 30 sliders each, like 4 orders of fries and like 2 large cherry Cokes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, it was just like, damn. And then after, it's just like, man, that hit the spot. And then that's the end of the fucking movie. Like,
my personal favorite thing too, and I know this technically takes place in the second movie, but literally when like it opens up with them, like, and all of a sudden, like, Kumar goes to the bathroom, he's like, we just ate 30 fucking burgers.
Dude, it's such a good movie.
Right there. It's great.
I love it. This
a lot of
belongs
wonderful
there.
things. Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful things about it, but it for sure does not beat my number 3. I am wearing the shirt. I don't know if you guys can see that. Number 3 is Dazed and Confused. All right.
So
yes for me.
Yes, I say this is a stoner movie, but it's also so much more, in my opinion, as well, than just a stoner movie. It's like it's a great coming of age movie when you think about it, on multiple parts from a minute. So
fair.
I think it being a stoner movie, there is a big portion of it that takes place on it, but I would put it as more than that.
So
I don't hate the.
Go ahead, Us.
I don't hate the ideology of it, Greg. There's just too many parts in this movie, and obviously, Matthew McConaughey is a godsend for this film. I feel like the dude barely does anything, and he came out the star of this fucking film. Like, it's just wonderful to me.
You're not wrong on that. Although Ben Affleck was in this movie too.
It's very true. Yeah. It's just a wonderful film. D, I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
I was going to say, does that mean this is the same to you, Greg, as Friday?
Yeah, it's
okay.
There's more to it than just that. Like with Friday, I put it as, I don't consider it a stoner movie because I can enjoy multiple parts on it. Like with Dazed and Confused, I look at it from an overall perspective, I'd say.
I'm interested to see what you think of number 1, Greg.
Okay.
Yeah, will be shocking to some people, but number 2, I watched this movie for the first time in college with my roommate. He's a big proponent of this movie, so much that we even had a poster of it in our apartment. Number 2 is Pineapple Express.
That's a stoner movie. Yeah, yes. That is 100% a stoner movie.
That's always a top 3, and it's not number 3 type stoner movie. It's and it's not even just because it's all about marijuana. It's a stoner movie.
I would also be willing to bet you that a lot of them were high when they did this movie.
I would guarantee that.
Yeah.
You could put, and this is not in any way, shape, or form a spoiler or a redactment, you could put any Seth Rogen movie on a top 5 stoner list and it would work. Except for like 40-40.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Didn't he do a film where like he was like in a pickle jar or something?
No, so it was I think it was called a Pickle Man or something like that, but it was shot in Pittsburgh, and his great grandfather fell in a vat of pickles and perfectly was harvested and then came back alive in today's world, and his son's an app developer. It's a good movie, actually. It holds up. The Pickle something? Pickle Man.
It's an interesting component. I mean, you figure something so weird and out there would be wonderful, but I'll have to check it out. I've heard about it. I just have yet to see it.
Even that's a stoner movie.
I would say so. There's multitudes of scenes in this film that are not only stoner relevant, but are great. At the beginning when they're testing marijuana and they're like, illegal.
Yeah.
That's
Bill
fucking
Hader.
Hilarious. When they are having the family dinner and it's like, you better get out of here. I'm gonna take you by. Fuck you in the street. No, don't fuck us anywhere. Like,
I love when he's driving around talking to the radio hosts, doing his job. It's such a good movie, man.
Mm-hmm. For a long time when I saw that movie, I was like, I want that job. I want to serve people for a living.
He make it look cool.
He does. He really does.
Gotta have some characteristic. Gotta have some character behind it. I mean, how do you think this show has gone on so long? Who the hell knows?
You're not wrong on that one.
Unfortunately, I do.
Okay. Number 1. I love this movie. I 100% do classify it as a stoner film.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, The Big Lebowski.
100% yes. And that's why I'm interested to see Greg's point, because this movie is not just more than a stoner movie. It is everything in cinematic history. But it is a stoner movie because it's one of the movies, Greg, let me paint you a picture. Someone that likes to induce marijuana would sit down and just put this on and be absolutely absorbed by every moment of this movie. That's where I file it as stoner movie.
You know what? And here I could see that point as well, especially because a lot of the scenes are just really just
fever dreams.
Yeah, the fever dreams are out there. And I mean, the dude is kind of the epitome of a stoner. Like in
I get the robe.
Yeah, so I could definitely see it as that. Yeah, I think this one I would consider a stoner movie as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to bring a little bit. I got the robe from The Big Lebowski. I got the shirt from Dazed and Confused. I don't know what the fuck these sunglasses are for.
The Matrix.
Who the fuck knows?
There's definitely some with glasses. I'll give you that.
Is there a film that you guys can think? That's the one that I was thinking. That's the one I was thinking.
I'm gonna say it for you. It's my favorite.
2 that I would consider as well, and they're number 1, How High.
Yes.
Method Man and Redman. Like it's not a great movie, but it's a stoner movie. It's a umpteenth degree.
It fits it, yeah.
Yeah. And this one, and I'm gonna get so much hate because I cannot remember the name of it, but it was Dave Chappelle's movie with him and 3 other stoner friends. And I can't remember.
Is it the one where they're sitting down? He's like having a banana sundae or something.
Half-Baked, yeah. Half-Baked is a stoner movie, yes.
Another one that is a stoner movie is Grandma's Boy.
Oh, that's a great movie. Mm-hmm. But yes, that is a stoner movie. Mm-hmm. That's 100% a stoner movie.
Yeah. But those 2, yeah. I mean, How High? Mac and Dev Go to High School. Not How High, obviously, but Mac and Dev Go to High School is one of the most iconic stoner movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I did have How High at 6. Mac and Dev Go to High School at 7. So it's not like they were forgotten. I just felt like the other ones were more classic and nostalgic in a way.
So I pulled up a list. Here's some other ones, Greg. Sorry to cut you off there, but Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Up in Smoke.
Yep.
Cheech and Chong. We're the Millers. Because they're transporting marijuana would be my guess.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob, Strike Back.
Yep.
Ted.
Oh, wow. Ted is a good one. Actually, you could put all the Clerks movies in there, too, as stoner movies if you want.
And then the last one on here is This Is the End.
That's a good movie.
I thought that one, too, but then I also kind of thought it's way more than that.
I see the hill you're dying on. I like the Big Lebowski at 1. I'm going to die on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I had the... I almost had make myself a White Russian man. Almost did. Just for this. But I'm not good at bowling, so I'd have to have Ian here for that.
I got you, bud. I could help you with that.
Oh.
Boyd could also too, to be fair.
Boyd could also.
That's very true. So yeah, again, shout out to Boyd, our gift subscriber. Gotta love that fella. Let's go to the great. Oh yeah, debate. The great debate is very simple, although the title of it is very not simple. In college, I termed the phrase, quote unquote, of stony baloney, as that if anybody was completely out of their, minds on a substance of weed, I would be like, yo, why are you being such a stony baloney?
Torched.
Now, is this just
Everyone...
weed, or did this pertain to being out of your mind on anything?
It's a good question, Greg.
Paternally, mostly weed.
Okay.
Mostly weed, I would say. Kind of fits that category more or less. But there are so many phrases and questions that you just fucking ponder if you're high. So what I'm going to do right now, you guys can use...
Ping writes in, I'm the human form of stony baloney. Him and Jackie do actually... They do actually say stony baloney now that Ty writes it and mentions it. I forgot about it, Austin. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Stony baloney is a term used in the Pingree household, and I am obsessed with them. Sorry.
There's just so much stuff you wonder or you question while you're high. So Google it if you need to. Use your computers. Use your resources. I want us to come up with our top 3 questions, or just as they're quote unquote known as hit the blunt questions. What are these questions? So Foreigner, I don't know if you're still working. I don't know if you're in the chat, but if not,
he's not there.
So we'll come up with a random order. Do you got the random name generator?
Yeah. I just Googled it and I found one that I love.
A random name generator?
No. A question.
Oh my god.
All right, we got Austin. We got Greg. We got Deke. Hit it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It goes Greg, Austin, Deke.
All right.
Let me get a piece of paper so I can write these down for Votesh to make a clip of. Sorry, Val. Love you.
Hey, that's so nice of you, fella.
Greg.
Oh.
Oss.
Okay, I've found some
Deke.
great ones actually.
All right, you go first, buddy.
Okay. What does water taste like?
Is it like
Shit.
like liquid?
Well, if you're in the Slipper Rock area, you know it tastes like ass. But I mean, other than that,
Well, you're not wrong, but still.
No, like it's like wait.
see,
It tastes like
what does water taste like? That's a good opener, Greg. I love
like
it,
apple
man.
juice, but without the apple flavor.
Oh, okay.
That
doesn't sound pleasant.
You're
All
not
right.
pleasant. All right, Osh, you're up. That's a good one.
This one, I've always just wondered, like, who closes the bus door after the bus driver gets off?
Do you want to actually know?
Wow.
I don't. I think it'll ruin it.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you.
It's a mystery he doesn't want solved, basically.
But it's just like in that moment, you're like, man, if the bus driver opens the door for the people to get off, then if the bus driver gets off, who closes the bus door? And everyone's always like, ah, shit.
Well, so I guess I'm only thinking of a certain type of bus. There's other buses where I don't know the answer to. I only know the answer to one style of bus.
Is it a school bus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to like a city bus, though.
Don't know, and I would love it to remain a mystery.
Okay, I won't tell you.
That's for sure.
Okay, here's my question. Why is the alphabet gotta be in order?
And who decided the actual
Who the fuck
order?
cares? They're just the letters. Why do they have to? Why did we learn a song? Why? Like, who cares what order they're in? It's just the letters.
It's just as long as you know it, yeah, you're fine.
I told you guys I love that one.
Fucking stupid.
That's the whole thing. Is it's just like the stupidest. It makes no sense, but it's amazing. All right, are we doing snake or are we just doing regular draft?
Let's just do regular.
Okay.
Greg will go back.
So this one isn't a question, but it's a statement that is still crazy when you think about it. Technically, the brain named itself.
Shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it picked brain. What an idiot.
Yeah,
What a loser.
I know. You would think of all the things that it could have come up with. Why that?
what the fuck? This stuff is just making me ponder
I wonder why it's
life itself, man. Oh, all right. My number 2. Do you think sand is called sand because it's between the sea and the land?
Whoa.
Like, why is it like for real though? Between the sea and the land, just fucking combine the words, you got sand.
But if you take the sand away from between the
Then
water,
it's not
and the-
sand.
Still sand. Okay. So it just it metamorphoses into something else. Then is what you're saying.
No, I just wouldn't classify it as sand. I'd classify it as dirt.
So sand is not land? You don't think? I don't know.
It's like
I'm asking.
it's in that like portion where it's literally on the edge of the land and on the edge of the water.
Okay.
It's that very in between.
Well, technically, when you keep going into the water, you're still on sand.
Just don't realize that. I mean,
that's a really good point.
are you thinking that though? Or are you thinking what the fuck's gonna bite my leg off when I walk into this ocean?
Well, I lean more towards sting, but that's just me.
No, I am always assuming the worst at every point.
Really?
And yet I watch. Yeah, but I watch Jaws when I go to the beach.
Oh,
and I go.
yeah, you're a
wonder
weirdo for that stuff.
I'm a psycho. All right, D, your first one was good. Let's move to your second one.
I'm trying to find another one of that caliber. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if we're going to. Here's the thought that, like, it's not really a thought, but it kind of messed me up when I found out other people don't have it. Do you know that some people don't have that voice in their head when they read stuff? So, like, in your brain, read The Great Debate. You hear that voice?
Yeah.
Some people don't have that.
So then how does it retain that?
It's just a word. They can't speak in their head.
Holy fuck.
They have to
Oh,
read out
God.
loud.
That's
Look it up.
That's
It's terrifying.
Yeah. Also kind of not at the same time because you don't have that, little voice in your head that pops up and you're just like, no, go away. I don't need you right now, please. Like kind of thing.
That's the thing. You know when you talk to yourself in your head, they can't do that. They don't have a voice.
Fuck.
Yeah, I always thought everyone had it until I realized that.
Holy shit. That's how did fucking God. I'm gonna drink more course.
Greg, you're up.
All right, this is my last one.
Yeah. Unless we
Okay.
don't do 4, but yeah.
If you get scared half to death twice, do you die?
No.
You get scared half to death twice. Do you die? Because it's 2 halves.
Yes, thank you for understanding the math.
No, I got
Austin.
the math there, Ross. I appreciate you, though, but that's funny. I think so.
Or something along the lines of where death is halved each time you're scared half to death. So if you've been scared half to death already, and then you're scared half to death again, therefore you're scared a quarter to death.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's an infinite amount of halves.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fractions.
No, I think that's it. I'm with that.
Yep.
This one's gonna blow you guys away. Because I had to reread it just to. Who knew what time it was when the first clock was made?
Ooh.
Some dude.
Like, I know people use like sundials and shit, but like,
right, that's
not the same thing. Like how?
So wait a sec, Austin. Are you considering the sundial as the first clock, or are you talking like the first man-made clock?
That's a good question.
That's a good one, Greg. I'm gonna say the first man-made clock.
So they would just read the sundial then.
I wouldn't trust the sundial. Like, why?
There's clocks that I'm definitely like, this is the exact clock of time. Is it?
Is it?
Time's irrelevant. We already discussed that on the show.
It's very true.
See,
I reset my clock in my car all the goddamn time, and it's always wrong.
Well, see, I can't figure out what clock to trust, because if I'm working and I see 10 o'clock on my computer, but yet I'm watching Get Up and it still says 9:59 on there, which one am I actually supposed to be trusting?
See, if Greg smoked weed, I feel like he'd be like the paranoid stoner from that explanation. Person. Exactly.
All right, I will close this out. Is it the S or the C that's silent in the word scent?
Oh my God. Shit. That's a great one.
Honestly, I always thought it was the C just because. Fuck.
Yeah,
because
now you got.
You send something scent. Pennies are scents, but if it has a smell to it, it has a scent.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a brain buster. This is a brain buster of an episode.
I still love the alphabet one.
Other ones that are honorable mentions for me. If you have a 2% gallon of milk, what is the other 98%?
Plastic.
I kind of don't want to know.
I honestly thought that just walking into a grocery store one day, obviously not stoned, and I was just like, what is the other 98%? And then I keep thinking like an FBI agent's gonna like come out of the corner of the grocery store and be like, nah, you have to come with us. Like, you know too much.
Yep.
This one's just dumb, but I like it. If you smoke weed on a boat, does that make it seaweed?
Yeah. As long as it's not a lake.
That's true.
One that's more of just an eye-opening fact. There are more nipples in the world than there are people.
There's more feet than people.
That's true. That's another one. It's like, why do our noses run but our feet smell?
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, man. Anybody, you guys got any other ones before we go to commercial?
Nope. I'm comfortable with the three I asked.
For a while with these ones. We could.
Yeah, I think my brain's routed enough as it is as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back for our top 10 ranking of the evening. Stay tuned.
Let's dive right into sports, as I have strong opinions on that. Which college team could beat a professional team in the same sport right now?
Okay.
There is not a single answer that is better than the LSU Tigers defeating the Cincinnati Bengals.
Even if I know the pitch that's coming, every other part of me is still normal.
That's why it's frustrating for me, Greg.
It's like, okay, if I know what something is coming, I know ahead of time, I still have to be able to do the action to get the result that I need.
Okay, so they won 3 games in 10 years with 3 rebuilds.
I don't lose at arguments. All right.
Especially about fast food. So yeah.
You will never walk alone. Guess what? Now you will. Coronavirus.
I barely touch my girlfriend's cat. The most I'd be willing to do is like just kind of put my finger on its forehead and just like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us is Alex Kazor from Steelers Depot.
We are live with Ryan Smith, professional cornhole player in the ACL. Ryan,
what all franchises were you able to work with in the NHL?
With Phoenix, Carolina, and Detroit.
So here is Moorhead's ranking. Moorhead is my cousin. He is the rank king.
Higher
Top 10 extra Power Rangers.
Okay. This is the top 10 emo songs of the 2000s.
There's only one correct answer for number one. Why is F is for Family better than Futurama when Futurama is like Star Wars for potheads? Like
I know. So I think
we have one or two that are mad in the chat.
You're welcome for that.
Okay, we're gonna get banned.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 50th episode of the RankKing's Court proudly presents to you the top 10 ranking of the evening. I think this is about to be, I would consider, maybe one of the more controversial ones that we have talked about.
Interesting.
We've done Austin.
Again, a lot of it has to do with texture. A lot of it has to do in the right mood setting. But we'll see what happens. Because tonight we are discussing the top 10 munchies that you get while stoned.
Ooh.
Okay.
So these are the top 10 foods that all
Munchie snacks, Greg. Munchie snacks.
Munchie.
Ah, I see the correlation there. I like it.
So, cool. There's a lot here. There's a lot of one particular thing on here.
Agreed.
We'll have to see how it works. So, number 10, cheese balls.
Yep.
I wanted to say no when I was adding this up, but then I thought about it really hard, and I was like, they're probably the most like, oh, there's a bucket of cheese balls there. I'm going to eat one times a million.
Yes,
that's what it is. Yep.
I used to have this in my dorms in college all the time because Danny would buy them. So yeah, we annihilated those things.
Absolutely addictive.
It's just easy access, man. Like you go to like a Sam's Club or something. It's just a giant fucking tub, and you're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Yep. That's all. That's written all over my name on it.
Now, Austin, clarification on this. Do you lean towards the normal orange ones or do you lean towards the white cheddar ones?
Oh, good question, because I didn't know there was a white cheddar one.
Oh, there are white cheddar ones.
How far am I away from the nearest Sam's Club? We'll move on. That's eye-opening. Number 9, I'll go into a story time after this, but number 9 is mac and cheese.
This is a big anti-Derek draft night, just so you're aware, Greg.
Yeah, this
ranking,
is how I'm leaning towards it, yeah.
So, in college, one of my friends decided, as, he was stoned, was going to partake in what he declared to be Macaroni Mountain.
Wow.
In which he took 10 fucking boxes of mac and cheese.
Okay.
Boiled all the noodles together and then put all the cheese on top of it and just mixed it all together to create a fucking giant mountain of mac and cheese.
That's impressive that he was smart enough while high to at least be able to boil noodles.
It tasted like shit. It was fucking awful.
I'm not surprised, but I'm just saying, like, that's impressive to be able to have the wherewithal to do that. Because if you did something like that, like let's say like with like the Easy Mac or something, and you forget to put water in that bitch, not good.
No, it was one of the most revolting nights I think I've ever seen in college. I immediately took a look at it and walked the other direction. I said, I want no part of this.
You didn't want Mac
nothing.
Mountain?
Wait. You want no part of it. You did say that you tasted it, so clearly you did want a part of it.
Yeah,
I have a
know.
question from the comments, Austin, that
Sure.
you're going to want a part of. Guys, it's a good one. What stoners putting herbs and spices on their mac and cheese based on this picture?
Jesus Christ.
Can you see the picture, Greg?
I
did not know.
Okay.
I just picked it.
It's literally like at a restaurant, a bowl of macaroni and cheese with like chives over top of it, shaved. Ty's not wrong. Is how I'll word that. Ping's not wrong on that one.
Man. I just picked a picture. Should have went with like the classic. What is that company?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I should have went.
Easy.
All right. Well, let's get on over to number 8 then. The snack that smiles back, hopefully not actually back at you. Otherwise, you are on something more than weed, and that is goldfish.
I think this is
Derek.
drastically low because goldfish is my number 2 snack ever.
Just me personally,
Or high,
I don't think
whatever.
I've ever looked at goldfish and I'm like,
Flavor blasted, brother.
no, you're getting into dangerous territory with it being
Flavor
flavor
blasted are
blasted.
insane.
Have you never seen like the giant carton of goldfish?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that is very Munchie heaven right there.
I don't know, man. I've never been a huge goldfish guy. Maybe that's a bit of a bias as to why it's so low, but I see where the argument lies in depth. So, number 7, we talked about them before. Sliders.
This one's interesting to me. There feels like a lot of preparation with the sliders. It's not bad if it's White Castle sliders, but if I got to make them, it's just a no-go because I hate making stuff.
So I didn't want to be too specific, but this is generally going into the White Castle slider department, where essentially you just put them on a plate, put them in the microwave, and they're done.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Austin, I was going to say, because aside from White Castle, there's not really any other places that you can get them. So
there is a destination known as Sheets that is all over Pennsylvania.
Fair point. Fair point. I will give you that. But I don't know. I don't mind it, but I feel like, yeah, this is leaning towards heavily if you're by a White Castle.
I'm just saying, if Harold and Kumar went on a dangerous journey, they must have been spectacular.
Couldn't have been wrong.
That's fair.
Number 6. Whew, this is tough because this is probably my all-time 2-number snack. Cheetos.
I like the Ty writes in no free ads, guys.
Now, Austin, crunchy or puff?
Crunchy, 100%.
I like
Flamin'
regular
Hot,
better than
right?
Flamin' Hot.
So, I mean, this technically is the picture is Flamin' Hot. That's what I would go for normally, but the consensus is that it is the normal Cheeto variety. It is all the things that I want, just packed with flavor, man. And I love the scene from Family Guy where he's literally like just listening to Rush does a line.
Yep.
And he's like, there's no bucket drummer better than Neil Peart.
Yep.
Just goes, it ain't easy being cheesy. And that is for sure with our number 6. Any comments on that before I move to number 5?
I think it's perfect.
I'd say that's fair. No.
All right. Number 5. This one can be a dangerous one because number 5
For obvious
to
reasons.
you.
Yeah.
Number 5 is ice cream.
Dangerous. Very much so.
God, you were just really trying to hurt Deke during this.
I'm not trying. These are just, listen,
That's how I feel.
ice cream is a delectable treat. But the problem is that when you have the munchies, so bad, you'll want to indulge quickly. And the problem with ice cream is it gives you a brain freeze. And I've never had it. I can't imagine the amount of pain being high. I cannot imagine the pain of being high and having a brain freeze. I think that would be very much so uncomfortable to the point where I would just quit and go to bed.
I bet you probably wouldn't even notice the brain freeze.
You don't notice until you wake up in the morning. You're like, oh, good morning. Ah!
I don't think a brain freeze is gonna last like.
No, but
have you ever had a brain freeze?
I see what
Have you woken up with a brain freeze? I don't know. I'm genuinely. It would be.
No, it's not. I'm just going off of it. I would assume you would just wake up with a headache.
Yeah.
From all the sugar inhaled.
You could probably be hungover from ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Austin, I would say, I mean, like a Ben and Jerry's pint, like while high. That's not a bad option.
Isn't there? Quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I think there's actually a pint of Ben and Jerry's that's geared to when you're stoned.
There's
like a half baked something.
Yeah, half baked is one.
So there's the late night Munchies, which has like potato chips and
Let's Be Blunt.
Yeah, that's it. Also, technically, Ben and Jerry's does make like dairy-free stuff, so like you could easily.
There you go, D.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Like it's not like the craziest. There's some like it's crazy because it has all the ingredients in it. Basically like a blizzard.
Yeah.
Let's move to number 4. I love this. I love the genius of the different flavors. Number 4 is Oreos.
Got to be double stuffed because the double stuffed or regular's too thin anymore. It's very frustrating.
That one.
It's frustrating when like the regulars and then they have the thin, like the even thinner ones, and like who even wants that? Who wants that?
I will say, a handful of mini Oreos as well. Just putting your hand in them and munching on them. Also,
didn't Oreos also have a breakfast cereal?
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah, the
Probably.
Oreos.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just the ingenious of just like you're sitting there just stoned and you're like, I wonder what this tastes like. And then you're like, dude, you already ate the whole fucking thing. And you're like, what? And there's no Oreo. Then you're like, oh,
that happened. That actually happened to me once.
It's happened to a lot of people that are just sober. You just like, oh, this looks great. And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, this looks great. And you look down and it's halfway gone. You're like, no, fuck no. No, I need to stop. You never do, but you like to think you would. So number 3, my favorite chip of all time. Could be low to some people, but number 3, Doritos.
I think it's properly placed.
Greg, you know this because I believe during the draft, I asked if they had any of the sweet chili Doritos, the purple bag, which is my all-time favorite Dorito ever. I mean, let's not argue the fact that Taco Bell, probably the most stoner of the fast food restaurants, geared out an entire taco made of a Dorito shell.
Shout out to Steph for the tier 1 sub. She says, "What up, sluts?"
Oh, feel attacked. What's up, Steph? Yeah, I mean,
they just released this. Buffalo Wild Wings now has sweet chili Dorito crusted wings.
Yep, they apparently they have a sauce that is unique to the flavor, and they have actual sweet chili Dorito chips that are encrusted over the wings. Definitely know what I'm ordering the next time I'm going for a football game. That's for sure, because that's fucking insane. But yeah, Doritos at 3. Number 2, I'm talking like, now this could be store-bought, but I'm talking like homemade. Your mother made them. Your grandmother made them. Homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Grandma's kisses.
Austin, can I also just say right here, I would argue that cookie dough would also be a fair equivalent as well.
That's another thing, Greg.
It says,
I did
don't
think
do that, you bad boy.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I like.
You make egg-free stuff. You're fine.
But people also say to not smoke weed. So what do I know? So
Exactly.
But yeah, I thought about it long and hard, Greg. There's just something like the cookies are warm. Like you get that like melted chocolate in your mouth,
Grandma's
where
cookies.
to the point where like you're eating, and you're just like you're talking, but you're not making sense. Like you just got so you're good, so good.
Yeah.
Like it's fantastic.
You know
yeah,
how I
that's
say coagulation is key with pizza? It's like the opposite of cookies.
You don't
It's
like
very
coagulation on your cookies?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
so you're like a Chips Ahoy like crack, and it's like away from each other kind of thing.
Oh no! I'm the opposite.
No, he doesn't like when it gooey.
I'm not a
Oh.
boy guy. Like I am much more in your route, Austin. Like
Okay.
After my chocolate chip cookie, the better.
Okay. Gentlemen, I think I can say that number one
Had to be.
is by far the S tier of stoner delights and stoner treats.
Had to be.
Number one, pizza rolls.
Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it had to be.
There's just something when you put them, like when you're making them, and you pull them out, and you're like, those look so damn good. And you reach for one, and you bite it, and it burns off half of your fucking mouth. But you don't care. You don't care because you know you took that risk. And after that, you're just swimming in heaven, man. You know, you put a little ranch on the side. It's a little bit extra effort, but it goes a long way.
You got to put ranch on the side.
Now that one, I will say, coagulation is key.
Smart
Gentlemen,
man.
is there something that maybe I have missed that you feel should be added to the
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
I'm
yeah,
a big
that's a good
Cheez-Its guys with the salt. Pretzels are a standard, but a lot of it's preference, I would say.
Yeah. Brownies, I would throw in there.
Popcorn.
Ooh.
Popcorn's a great
Popcorn's a big one.
I'm so hungry.
Hear me out here. Cereal. Like milk and cereal.
I would say you got to name a kind.
Yeah.
Cereal is just too broad because you didn't say potato chip.
That's
Fucking
true.
5% pretzels are a standard. Fuck yeah.
Let me do cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
fair.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I feel like that.
Little Fruit Loops, little Cap'n.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm so hungry.
Oh man.
Reese's Puffs I would throw in there too.
Enter Mike Tom. Yeah.
What
yeah.
a-
Reese's Puffs are great.
What a delightful episode. Wow, man.
Yeah, but why
50th
did they put
episode.
the alphabet in order?
I think it's to help you remember it all, you know?
This is stupid. Sorry, go ahead, Oz.
No, you're good, man. Seriously, this is awesome. I'd like to do, 50 more of these and keep going because this is by far, this is where all the weird creative shit that goes on in my brain that never gets put out because, I remember something and I think about it and then I forget like 2 seconds later. Like this is the Batman versus Predator type of thing that like I would fucking love to see. And I'm happy I get to do it every Tuesday. I'm happy that, Greg is here as my, noble knight. Vo, even not here, is the oracle of all eyes. So he'll be able to see this no matter what. And D, you gave me the chance at this, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd love to just take that and thank you personally.
Yeah.
So.
Congratulations on the RankKing's Court for making its 50th episode. Obviously, Greg for stepping on when I had to step away, Vo for producing, and Austin for hosting and keeping it alive. It's been a very consistent part of our thing. If you think about it, that's only really you guys only do 4 episodes a month, so that's coming up on a year. It's coming up on a year.
Holy shit, man.
I'm also stuff I'm gonna say. I'm glad you picked this week to do this topic because Vo has no idea what the hell we would be talking about. So thank you for that.
He's an idiot.
But yeah, I
didn't
I
smoke
say-
outside. Smoke outside. I was with my friends.
What a dud.
All right, Greg, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's been fun doing this with you, and I look forward to doing another 50 with you as well because these have been entertaining, along with many other properties that we have at Thoughts from the Bench.
Fuck yeah. D, you want to give the people a little sample of what's going on Thursday for Two Beers Deep?
Yeah, it'll be the first episode in a long time where it is just me and Greg. Me, Greg, and it's a little bit of graphics. I'm really excited to get back to the show that Greg and I started 4 years ago, and obviously try our best to come up with some form of entertainment without Josh there, Greg. So it'll be interesting to get back to the roots. We will still be able to take phone calls. We will still be able to do a couple other things. Maybe we'll take phone calls this week. Honestly, Greg, with Big Ben being the piece of shit, we might have to. But that's Two Beers Deep. I'm excited. Greg. I'm positive.
Yeah, I agree. It's me and you essentially kind of started everything that came from it, and it's not. Let's just say, I'm looking forward to this as well, because I would argue that as much as we loved having Josh as our producer as well, I think not having him there anymore is going to force us to get back to what we did.
No more crutches. We can't lean on his hockey knowledge. I actually have to watch hockey now.
No, we're going to rely on our wits. We're going to rely on our banter, and it's going to be entertaining because people tuned in previously for a reason, just because of us. So I think we'll be good.
I think we'll be
awesome.
Too.
Love to hear that. Other projects we have, Greg, is there a beer review on Saturday?
How dare you ask that, Austin? How dare you? I don't know either. I just wanted to help him. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm being a good friend.
Is it?
Let's do this, Austin. All-purpose garbage drops Thursday morning. Two Beers Deep drops Thursday evening. And then, Austin, it is you and I, my good friend, on our Sunday morning fantasy show.
Gotta love that. We'll see how. Maybe I can get back into the winning swing of things. I don't even know who I face this week because for some reason the scores don't go away for another day.
It's only Tuesday.
You can sit there and enjoy that 155 that I dropped on you and your bitch ass.
Love that.
Terry McLaurin, bitch ass. Dalvin Cook, bitch ass. I hate them all. I'm excited to get back to the swing of things. And then, of course, always draft day on Monday with Deke and the boys at Laboratory. Gentlemen.
Oh, fuck. It'll be back to me. So we do a big draft every week now where there has to be multiple parts to it. And this week I got to come up with it. I just remembered. Damn it.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm glad I reminded you. And then always Tuesday, we're always here. RankKing's Court at 6:30. Be back hopefully with a guest and a new topic. So until then, thank you for keeping us around for 50 people. Let's shoot for 50 fucking more. Court is, I can finally do it now because I don't think anybody has the fucking gavel. Adjourned.
Court is adjourned.